Hello, YouTube universe. Richard Evans, your Lyft maniac, picking Sin City out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm kind of excited, if you hadn't noticed, because I have received the amp. Yes, I have the amp. The new cool thing. It's just come out for 4 cities. Las Vegas is one of them, getting out to some of the drivers, and I was one of the ones to go ahead and be the first ones to get the amp. I'm happy, and I like it. I like it. Now, here's the thing. We used to have the fuzzy mustaches, and they were kind of cool. They were different, but they also sometimes, especially as they started to get a little older, get a little funky and sometimes a little scary at times. This one here is pretty cool, and it's got some really interesting features. It goes ahead, turns on very simply. Just push the little button. It starts to come on. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it. It has Lyft here, and then it's got an ambient color, blues and purples and things like that goes on. And on the back, it shows messages. Right now, it's basically saying, hey, you need to turn on your Lyft app. So it syncs. Yes, it syncs with your Lyft app on it. And so when I go ahead and I sync it, you basically make sure, first of all, the first thing you have to do is make sure that you've got a completely upgraded app on your phone. It's got to be the most recent one because that's the one that's got the amp settings on it. Then from your driver's side, you go ahead and if you touch your picture, it brings out a menu. Go ahead and go to settings, which is at the bottom of the menu. Then it goes ahead and goes to amp settings. You go ahead and touch the amp settings. Then you have another menu that you pair amp. So you touch pair amp, P-A-I-R, not P-E-A-R. Pair the amp. Do you really want to pair the amp? Yes. And then it starts changing color and does more things. You probably can't see it because it's so bright, but it's changing pink. And that's a sign that, hey, it is now active. It's our pink Lyft. Yahoo! Again, can't see it because it's just too bright there, but it is pink, believe it or not. And away you go. Now, also along with it, there is a little video to show how it works, but basically it's a really cool thing. The messages on the back is gone for now. But as it goes ahead and mounts on the front of your dash, there's a little adhesive magnetic holder that goes on. This is magnetized, so all you have to do is just reach up, put it, bang, attach it to the magnetic mount, and it just sticks. Really easy. Has a charger. It goes ahead and you just plug it in like a cell phone or something like that in your phone. Charger right there for a UPS port. Exactly the same as my Samsung device. So if this starts getting dead, it has a little battery sign that goes on, so I can just plug it into the same charger as my Samsung. So that's really convenient. And as you go and approach your rider, and your app shows that you are nearing your rider, this will change color. It's pink right now, but it'll change to another color like green or blue or something like that. And the cool thing is that your rider's app that they're looking at will also change color from pink as a background to whatever the color is on your app. If this is blue, theirs will become blue. If this is green, theirs will become green. And it becomes a cool way, first of all, for people to see as you're coming down the road, hey, here's a Lyft car coming in. But when it changes color, it's another way for people to identify that you are the one. Think that, for example, you're in a busy street, maybe a busy event, there's lots of people, there's lots of cars, maybe lots of Lyft cars. Which one is theirs? If you're on the phone with them or you have a message, you'll be able to see the light because as it's kind of close, it'll be up there and you'll see a little bit of a reflection of the light off your windshield. I've had this for a couple of days and seen. It doesn't bother your eyesight. It's perfectly cool for that, but you will see a little green or a little blue or a little purple or whatever the light is. So as you're coming down, you can go ahead and say, hey, I'm in the silver Toyota Corolla. I've got a lighted Lyft sign on my dashboard that is currently green. And so it's just an additional thing to help people find you and reach you in those crowded situations, and I think that's awful cool. I also kind of like it because it just puts the Lyft's name out there. One of the things that's always it's out there. You know, people come in, hey, are you the Uber driver? No, I'm the Lyft driver, but I'll certainly. It seems that you are the person who I'm supposed to take the ride for, and people have this fixation that everything is Uber, and of course we know why. Uber's 3-4 times bigger. They spend lots more in marketing, lots more in advertising, and Uber is a much more fixated name than Lyft is. That's just life. But the more that we can go ahead and keep Lyft out in front of us and out in front of potential riders out there, the more likelihood they'll go, oh yeah, I like Lyft, let's do Lyft. More likely that we'll build our business. That's more rides for us, and everybody makes more income. So I really like the idea that we have these slided signs. That's going to go ahead and, I think, really improve our footprint on the marketing to some extent. Now, the really cool thing is I've been operating this with a few days, and I've gotten lots of great comments from riders, lots of great comments from other Lyft drivers. Funny thing is, I've gotten lots of great comments from Uber drivers, too. They think it's cool. Got to laugh at that one. But the other thing is, I just learned, I just saw a thing on the internet that Uber is now coming out with a lighted sign of their own. I guess they see this from Lyft and say, oh, maybe we should do that. And so evidently they have a lighted sign that's supposed to hit the market sometime in 2017. Well, if Lyft does it, Uber's got to do it. So we'll have lots of lighted signs out there, I guess. But the thing is that Lyft, I really love the fact that it's got a lot of color. It's got, and it changes color depending on what's happening in there. It's very, very visible. And color is something that can catch people's eyes when you have those bright blues and bright reds and, the pink of just the general Lyft sign. And that's great. And I love it. And I have a hunch that even when Uber comes out, because Uber is so much more of a black and gray sort of thing, that it's likely to be not quite as visible and not quite as memorable as the Lyft sign. So I like this. I like this a lot. It's also, the magnetic mount is really, really cool. Really easy to use, so I like that too. Easy to put in. It's just an adhesive that it's easy to come off and to put on and to take off. But still at the same time, it's very secure for holding this up. This also is a little, it's plastic, but it's actually got some heft to it. It seems to be well made. And I think it'll be plenty durable enough for its job. It just sits on the dash. That's all it is. So you shouldn't be playing football with it or anything like that. The one thing that I'm not real cool with, when you go ahead and get these things, you have a little warning and a waiver that if it gets damaged or need to be replaced, if it's damaged or needs to be replaced, you're responsible for $179. $179 for this? Really? $179? Yow! Don't lose it. I mean, really? Don't lose it. That's all I got to say. It's either going to be on my dashboard with the, don't leave your doors open. Don't leave the windows open in case some curious idiot decides to go ahead and steal your Lyft sign. People were stealing the mustaches. I'm assuming they'll probably try to steal this too, just because people are people. Don't lose it. $179. But aside from that, I love it. Hopefully I won't lose it. Anyway, A lot of fun. Can't wait to see a lot more of these on the road. Like I said, riders are loving it, drivers are loving it. If this is a cool thing, and I think it's good for our businesses of being drivers out here on the Lyft side. Really go ahead, enjoy it, happy when you get it, and you know what? Stay safe out there, folks. Take care.